Howdy, Kachowdy. My name is Amanda Fan, and I have the Anax imperator, otherwise known as the Emperor Dragonfly.
Howdy, I'm Michaela Trish. I'm here to prove that the Galeris gratus, better known as the antlion, is the better predator. We're addressing the topic of who is the better predator, the Anax imperator, the Empire dragonfly, or the Galeris gratus, the antlion.
The Emperor Dragonfly is a species of the Odonata family in the Darners family. They are primarily found throughout Africa, most of Europe, and Asia in aquatic environments. The Anax imperator has since expanded northward towards places with higher altitudes. Most of their lives are spent underwater as larvae. When they first emerge, the female and male appear pale green with brown abdomens. When the dragonfly become adults, there are more noticeable differences. The males have a blue abdomen with dorsal stripes. The dorsal are brown in females, however, it can be blue, but they're distinguished by the two triangular blue markings on the top of the thorax. The blue intensifies depending on the weather. The process of mating is known as copulation. The male will pursue the female and settle on her back. She will then fertilize them. To protect her eggs, the female will place them into slits that she cuts into the stem of pondweeds. It takes 3 weeks for eggs to develop, and when the larva hatches, it is wingless and lives in the water, shedding at least 10 to 15 times in the 2 years it takes to mature. During the last stage of development, the larva crawls out of the water and dries in the sun. As the skin pulls apart, an adult dragonfly appears. They only live for about a few weeks as an adult. Therefore, the life cycle of the emperor dragonfly ensures larvae hatch at the same time, allowing a better chance for them to breed. Their compound eyes allow them to see everything and then making them a better predator than others. The emperor dragonfly has been here since before dinosaurs, allowing them to evolve into the ruthless predators. With their excellent vision and flight abilities allow them to hunt successfully. Emperors will eat things such as mosquitoes, butterflies, and other dragonflies. The adult is not the only predator. Even as larvae, they propel themselves in the water and use their extendable jaws and hooks to kill for food, such as tadpoles or water lice. If this sounds very scary, don't worry. Emperor dragonflies don't bite or sting humans. They are valued predators that help control rampant insects such as mosquitoes or other pests. Fun fact, the name of the dragonfly comes from their fierce jaws used to capture prey.
Antlions are classified as an arthropod insect due to the characteristics of containing the normal exterior mouth and 6 legs. This Galeris gratus also possesses wings at the adult stage that draw similar characteristics to both damselflies and dragonflies. The difference is the time of day that they are present and the way the wings lie when they are at rest. This puts them in the Neuroptera division. The antlion folds their wings back in a way that covers their abdomen. This insect goes through the normal stages of metamorphosis. They start off as an egg laid in larval pits to ensure their better survival. They then hatch into larvae where their predatory characteristics thrive, form a cocoon where they live for 3 weeks, then they emerge with wings and the ability to reproduce. Larvae in the adult antlions contain different sources of food, which increase their ability to survive due to the fact that they are not in competition for the same food. Larvae focuses on ants, small insects, and sometimes spiders, while adult antlions consume pollen most of the time and sometimes small arthropods. Most of the behavior of the antlion takes place during the larval stage. They become ruthless predators that have the ability to consume prey larger than their actual size due to using their habitat as a technique. Most antlions thrive in sandy areas where even in a soil that contains sand due to their ability to create pits. The smaller larvae create steep slopes in a pit to catch smaller insects. The larger larvae or older larvae focus on larger insects and have less steep slope in their pits to catch the larger insects. The antlion has positive impact on human society, decreasing the amount of pests in areas near human homes. Antlion larvae prey on small insects such as ants, but also larger insects and small spiders. One interesting thing about the larval stage is that they're known as doodlebugs due to how they move through the sand. It appears as if they're drawing on the ground when they are in fact looking for an area to create a pit.
There are some similarities between the emperor dragonfly and ant lion, such as as larvae they are predators. However, what makes an emperor a better predator is that both the larvae and adult are ruthless. As mentioned before, they have compound eyes. Their compound eyes allow them to see images much more efficiently and analyze everything faster, which helps them detect prey up to 40 feet away. For adults, they can fly at high speeds and can fly forwards, backwards, up, down, and turn in a second. This is because they've had millions of years to evolve their skills as predators. When choosing a prey, the insect keeps in sight and adjusts its flight, predicting how it will move before capturing it. So, how does it go undetected by the prey? As I mentioned earlier, they predict the movement. The emperor dragonfly maneuvers itself based on the prey movement combined with their excellent vision. To avoid being detected, they lay low and align their bodies in the direction of the prey's motion. The head, head and body move independently. The head focuses on the prey while the body moves itself for capture. They are so efficient in the hunt, the dragonflies catch 90 to 95% of their prey all the time.
The antlion compares to the emperor dragonfly by the time spent in each proportion of the metamorphosis cycle. They both take roughly 3 weeks in the period of hatching. They both spend the majority of their life in the larvae form, and they both only live 2 to 3 weeks as an adult. Both of these species have similar hunting prey techniques when it comes to their personal characteristics. The antlion also possesses the compound eyes that the dragonfly has to let them easily target prey. Now, adult antlions do not spend the majority of their adulthood catching prey as their food source. The main source the adults use is pollen. They're also prevalent in the evening and night, whereas there is less competition from other predators. The schedule to which they consume prey or pollen is specifically set to where they will have an easier, more efficient way to capture prey or pollen. When the antlion stands out, where the antlion stands out in comparison to the dragonfly is the techniques used to capture their prey during the larval stage, which is the stage that consumes the majority of both of their lives. This stage is when the most nutrition is needed to progress the development into the adult stage. The larvae creates pits to ensure prey will not escape, injects them with venom, sucks out their insides, and throws away the carcass. Most of the prey consists of insects larger than they are, making them ruthless predators.
The antlion definitely uses more gruesome methods to kill their prey. The main difference between the antlion and emperor dragonfly is that during the larval stage for ant lions, they are formidable predators compared to the emperor dragonfly, which are carnivorous the entire cycle. The lower lips in the nymphs are long, hinged fingers that fold under their head. When the prey is spotted, the nymphs thrust their labium or mouth part to hold and engulf their meal between their sharp jaws. Only the dragonfly nymphs have this special mouth part. The larvae remain in aquatic conditions until they reach adulthood. As an adult, they catch their prey in the air by forming baskets with its legs while flying. They quickly capture the prey and decapitate them in seconds.
Dragonflies might be the more intense predators during adulthood, but only due to the fact that antlions' mass predation period takes place during the larval stage. The majority of the life of both the dragonfly and the antlion takes place in the larval stage. Going more in depth on this process, the larvae spirals downward in a way to create cone-shaped holes in the ground to set up a trap for their prey. The smaller the larvae, the steeper the pit to ensure the prey will not escape. Once an insect falls into the trap, the antlion will quickly grasp on the insect with its jaws and inject venom into the body. The venom breaks down the inside of the insect, allowing the antlion to consume its insides with its jaw, giving the ability to function without a mouth. Dragon larvae, on the other hand, do not have intense, ruthless process such as this. Yes, I agree with the fact that dragonflies are more intense predators, but only agree with the fact that this takes place during the adult stage.
The emperor dragonfly are one of the most successful predators in the animal kingdom because they've had many years to evolve and improve their ability to hunt. The reason I believe that the emperor dragonfly is a better predator is because of the hunt. As larvae and adult, they make excellent hunters with their eyesight combined with their agile movement. The ability to fly in different directions quickly has fascinated other scientists to learn and more about them. The flight of dragonflies have inspired small-scale robotic designs. We should work towards protecting them because they help remove unwanted pests like mosquitoes.
The antlion is easily one of the best predators in the insect world and probably a better predator than the dragonfly. The dragonfly might be a more successful predator during adulthood, but the better larval period predator is easily the antlion. Since adulthood lasts roughly 2 to 4 weeks and the larval period can last years, the antlion outshines the dragonfly. Adding on to my previous statement about the larval period, the larvae has a higher chance of survival due to where they locate themselves and having few predators. Dragonfly larvae do not have the protection of a pit and have more predators. In addition to this, not only does the antlion reduce pests in a way similar to dragonflies, they reduce multiple species. Dragonflies only reduce mosquitoes, while the antlion reduces ants, other small insects, some large insects, and even spiders. Antlions cause pest reduction in general. Overall, the antlion is easily the better predator and does not need the preservation that dragonflies have.